Hey guys, it's Bailey once again, and I'm so excited to talk just about my major today. If you didn't know, I am a senior in my last semester. I am a senior cinema and media arts major with a concentration in media management and a minor in business administration. So I want to talk to you about a few things about it, but specifically I want to address how I picked my major, some tips and tricks, and maybe things I wish I knew as a freshman, and some reflections and just some of my favorite classes that I've taken as a film major. So this is actually my third year working as an ambassador, and so I've learned a lot, but I really learned a lot about you guys and what questions you're asking. And one of the number one questions I'll get from you guys is, how did you know your major was right for you? And even if they're not interested in film, like, they just want to know. And I think for me, almost kind of getting into what I wish I knew is just thinking about, like, what do you enjoy learning about? And I know it's really easy to kind of be like, oh, like, but like, I wanted to go to art school. Is there a job there? There are so many job opportunities, yes, as a film major and in the arts, but I know that can be kind of scary. But I would say, think about what makes you happy. Do you like working with people? Do you like the sciences? Do you, like, kind of think of it that way? I don't want you guys to get lost in the title of a major. Even cinema and media arts for me can almost seem overwhelming, but I want you guys to see that. So I think for me, I knew that I was obsessed with storytelling. That is what most film majors will tell you. And I'm the same way. Like, I was so obsessed. I am still so obsessed with storytelling. I am a huge reader. I'm an avid podcast listener. I love TV and movies. I even love sitcoms a lot, I've recognized. So my biggest thing is that I just realized I love to tell stories, and I love to listen to stories, and tell and listen to those well. And I realized how much I could predict movies. That is one thing film school students will tell you, is that they're the worst to watch movies with. My poor boyfriend hates watching movies with me because I always say out loud my predictions and I'm typically right. But that's also something I realized I could pick up on certain things about how the lighting was affecting the mood, or, oh, this storyline, and I could just figure it out. So that was kind of me. But in all honesty, I picked up my sister's camera one day, which is not the camera I'm using right now. I have upgraded. But I picked up her camera and was like filming with like my friends. We went to the Orange County Fair, and I just like made a little vlog about it. I thought it was so cool, and I was like, oh, I put the music and all this stuff. But I became obsessed, and so I didn't want to put a camera down, and I started doing it professionally. I started filming weddings when I was 15. I still do it to this day, and so I love storytelling, and I couldn't put a camera down, and I'm very much the same way today. So honestly, that is how I realized that film was for me. It just kind of made sense. Like, I didn't even think about anything else. It was just so obvious when I knew that film school was a thing that I wanted to do it, and I wanted to study it and learn more about it as an art. You guys always ask her, what do I wish I knew? Or if I could go back to my freshman self, what would I tell her? There's a lot of things I would tell her, but specifically, I know with film, I wish I learned how to say no earlier on. So this is kind of twofold. One, try everything on set. If you want to be on set, I thought I wanted to be on set for the rest of my life. Quickly learned I did not, but it's because I tried. I tried being a PA, script supervisor, first AD, second AD, first AC, second AC, DP, director, producer. I tried all these different things. So I would say, one part of this is try everything, because you never know. I know so many people who think they go into film school wanting to direct, but they find out, oh, I actually want to be a cinematographer. I want to be a director of photography. Or they think, oh, I wouldn't want to be a first AD. That's a lot of spreadsheets, and then they fall in love with spreadsheets. So I would say try everything. So the second half is learn to say no. I think a lot of times, because I script supervised once, or I did something once, people will go to you and be like, oh, like, do you want to script supervise? And I think you kind of have to find a balance, because a lot of times these sets will take over your weekend, and you need to, don't forget your academics. So what I would say is that try everything to learn what you like in order to say no to things down the road. I know sometimes I would say yes, and then I wasn't enjoying myself. It's not something I wanted to do, and then I was just getting behind on homework. So kind of contradictory, but try everything once, especially your freshman and sophomore year, so then when you're getting into your later sophomore, junior, and senior year, you can just focus on what you love and learn to say no, and just kind of have a healthier balance with it. And then my other thing is, don't be scared. I was so scared as a freshman. I kind of wanted to write some stuff, but I didn't. I was so scared. I feel like I didn't come from an art school. I didn't take a lot of art classes, so I kind of felt like I was behind. But overall, don't be scared. And I think what's important is that there is not this like experience level that CMA is looking for. Cinema and Media Arts at Biola is looking for people who want to tell stories, have a story to tell, and have a heart and passion for it. We will teach you the rest. We will get the cameras in your hands. We will teach you how to tell a story and do all these things. Like, I'm not a screenwriting emphasis, but I took a writing class, art of storytelling, and I had to learn how to write a script for the first time, and it was really scary, but I appreciate screenwriters so much more and have a better understanding on how to tell stories through different mediums. So yeah, don't be scared. Just know that everyone's coming from a different background, but I actually think that makes us better. And there's so many people who maybe they went to art school, they were focusing on this one area of film, but that totally changes in college. So don't be scared and just know that we are gonna help you here, and that, yeah, at the heart, we just wanna tell stories that matter and just be passionate about storytelling, and that's really all you need to be a film major at Biola. So yeah. Last little tips and tricks, and maybe something I knew as a freshman, was just get to know your classmates. You're gonna be working with them in the future. I'm working on projects now with seniors, and we're working with our alumni friends, because you know, we made that network and connection. There's a ton of ways Biola can get you plugged in through the Career Center, the Student Alumni Association, and just the film school as an institution as a whole. But I would say get to know your classmates. You're gonna be working with them a lot, and it's super fun. My graduating class was the class we had a normal freshman year of college, and then COVID hit sophomore year, and that really opened my eyes to taking advantage of every single class I've had. And I feel like even since COVID, I've just been able to invest more in the friendships I've had and be able to work on more sets and more films, just because I was, you know, like talking to my peers. And even if you're like, oh, I like horror, but they like comedy or whatever, like, you never know. So I would say talk to your classmates, get to know them, and just even work with them and learn to work with your peers. I really encourage that. I kind of mastered that more in my later years, but I wish I could tell my freshman self just to get out there more and don't be scared to talk to people in your classes, because they're just as creative and just as wanting to work on things as you. So some of my favorite classes, to be specific, I did mention art of storytelling earlier. That was one of my first freshman year, first semester classes, and we got to learn about why Pixar is so dang good at what they do and how you want to cry every single time. And I even have the book still, but it's all about, yeah, it kind of walked us through how a good storyline would work, but through the view of Inside Out. And so we kind of talk about, figure out, why does Inside Out tug at your heart so much, you know? I also love the class Transmedia, where we got to tell one story through different platforms. So you'd have a core story, then you had to figure out, how would you tell it if it was a video game? How would you tell it if it was a webisode series? How would you tell it if it was a feature-length film? What about a short? And that really helped me gain an appreciation for world building. And I think that makes sense, because like I said, I love reading, but I love dystopian because of the world building that goes into it. So that was also a super fun class. And then one of my all-time favorite classes was, it's called thematic storytelling now, but you learn how to pitch like a theme park attraction. So my group, we pitched taking over the old Innoventions building in Disneyland and giving it a Big Hero 6 rebranding. We called it Big Hero 6 Academy. It was pretty cool. But we got to learn from a retired Disney Imagineer and really learn what goes into the process of making a theme park attraction, and just how there are stories to it. It's not just a ride or just this walkthrough thing. Like, there's all these stories that go into it. I could geek out about it. It's super, super cool. But I always tell every film major to take that class. So Bob Zolf teaches it. It's honestly amazing, and one of my favorite classes I've ever taken here at Biola. I do want to give some reflections. This is my last semester. I am almost done with film school and my business minor. And so actually I do want to talk about that. I added the minor in my freshman year because I realized I had some credits that I had extra credits or like done beforehand in high school, and I knew that I loved storytelling, but I also wanted to understand the business behind it. So I took a business minor, and that's actually pretty common with some film students, and I will say it helped because my business classes definitely challenged me in more of a spreadsheet math way than my artsy creative film classes. So I would say if you have the space and are interested, I say explore minors. I know a lot of film majors who minor in something completely different than film just to kind of challenge and balance them out. And I guess that is part of my reflections. I actually am only taking senior thesis this semester, so I'm just working on my final project. So I've soaked up so much. And I would just say in my like reflections is just to enjoy every minute of it, of what you are learning and what you are passionate about. College is a 4-year or 2-year period that is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I'm honestly really sad that it's coming to an end, but I also am just trying to soak up every last minute of it and how much I've enjoyed of it. And yeah, I say with CMA, just get involved. We have events, we have just we have sets every weekend. There's always trainings going on how to, we just had an Alexa mini training where people can learn how to use different types of cameras and stuff. So like there are just so many ways to get plugged in and involved, get on sets, read people's scripts, talk to people in your classes, figure out what they're doing, have watch parties. I've had plenty of those with my other film major friends. But yeah, just get involved, soak up every minute of it, and just enjoy what you were learning. I know with school it's hard when there's a grade, but just soak up what you're learning. And I can't wait to see what my peers are up to. Even my friends who graduated last semesters are already getting jobs in the industry and just doing great, and it's just super fun. So I say get connected to people, soak up every minute of it, and if you're interested in film, if your heart is tugging at you, please reach out to us, reach out to the School of Cinema and Media Arts, call them, email them. We would love to walk through that experience with you, and I know I love meeting you guys at events and specifically talking about being a film major. So I feel like I said a lot, but also so little. I'm super, super, super thankful for the time that I've spent at Biola, but also as a cinema and media arts major. It has challenged me and pushed me in so many ways, and I just have grown as a storyteller, and even yeah, just in so many even technical things with editing and writing scripts and there's so many things I've learned, and I'm so, so thankful for it all. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.